in the statute for stalking, harassment does not include constitutionally protected activity or conduct that serves a legitimate purpose. I will show that all of these times I was within my constitutional rights and I had a purpose, and I will show you that. Please weigh my evidence compared to what the state presents. That's all I'm asking. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Sneed.
Thank you, Your Honor. The people called Maritza Martinez.
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I will.
Please state your name and spell it for the record.
Maritza Martinez, M-A-R-I-T-Z-A. Martinez, M-A-R-T-I-N-E-Z.
Thank you. Can you move a little closer to the microphone?
Sure. Well, how closer can I get?
Speak softly and we're
Okay.
recording. Mr. Sneed.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, Ms. Martinez.
Good morning.
Ms. Martinez, do you know the defendant, Stephen Crosway?
Correct.
And could you describe what he's wearing, please?
Glasses, a suit with white shirt.
Thank you. Your Honor, I'd ask that record reflect the witness has identified the defendant, Stephen Crosway.
Mr. Crossway, any objection to that?
No, sir.
The court does take notice that the witness has identified the defendant, Mr. Crossway.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, Ms. Martinez, where do you reside?
Pardon me?
Where do you reside?
Where
do you live?
Oh, I live on 216 West Killbuck Street in Tecumseh.
Thank you. And did Mr. Crosway used to be your neighbor?
Correct.
And how far away did he live from you?
3 houses away from the block of my house. I live in the corner of Maiden Lane, and he lived on Maiden Lane. So 3 houses on Maiden Lane.
Thank you. Now, going back to September 21st of 2021, did you know who Stephen Crosway was on that date?
No.
Did you have an interaction with him on that date?
Yes.
And what were you doing on that day?
I was going on my run, and I was waiting for my running partner in his house. That's where we always meet, back at his house, the funeral home, first funeral home. And we were going for a run, and I seen a man taking a picture of trash. It was my running partner's trash, and I had asked him, can we help you with something? And my running partner as well said the same thing. He goes, no. He goes, how about you smile pretty to the camera? And I said, how do I know you? Like, you're talking to me so that you know me. And he goes, I know all you do. I know what you do, Maritza. I said, okay, well, you're kind of creeping me out. You know my name. So, and I never seen him before.
So let's just go back and
Okay.
clarify that. So you see an individual taking pictures. Was that the defendant?
Correct.
And how far away were you from him when you saw him taking those pictures?
Not very far, like 7-10 feet away.
What time of day do you normally go on your run?
7 o'clock in the morning.
So in September, was the sun up by that time?
Correct.
And you recall what he was wearing?
He was wearing a hoodie, but I can't remember what color was it.
Now, he told you to smile pretty for the camera.
Correct.
Was he holding a camera in his hand?
Correct.
And did he ever point the camera at you?
Correct.
Did he take a photo?
I don't know if he did because he didn't say he did, but I mean, you can't see it. Does. I mean, your phone, it doesn't sound like it. You know what I mean? You know when you take a picture on a regular camera and it's like you hear the button. So.
So you believe he's taking a picture with his camera?
Correct.
Phone. And his other statement was, I know a lot of things
About you.
about you.
Hmm.
And when you heard him say that, did you believe he was referring to you and not your running partner?
Correct, because he was talking to me, not to him. And my running partner had it on video, because my running partner had a GoPro, and he had GoPro and he had it running.
Now, how did that make you feel?
Unsafe, and I called my husband. My husband said to call the cops. So as soon as I got done my run, I called my husband, and my husband said call the cops, and that's when Mr. Walsh did a report.
You
And
recall? Go ahead.
Sorry. And I seen the cops that morning too, so I'm sure probably the cops seen him walking with the camera, because it's very rare for someone just a random video that early in the morning. We run with a GoPro because we put it on Facebook and talk to people about running.
Understood. Before that date in September, had you had any interactions with the defendant?
No, I didn't know him.
You didn't even know he was your neighbor at that time?
Correct.
Is that fair to say? Now, after September 2021, is it true there was another incident on January 4th of 2022?
I don't know what exactly the dates were, but yeah, I have several incidents with him.
In early January
Correct.
of 2022? Did all those take place in the city of Tecumseh?
Correct.
County of Lenawee, state of Michigan?
Correct.
So let's just start with the first incident that you would recall from January of 2022. Could you describe what you were doing at that time?
I was running. I passed by his house, and when we passed by his house, he put the panic. You know how you have that button to panic for your car to see where your car is at, the panic button.
Yes.
Okay, so we go by his house. He hits the window so he can know that we're looking at him, and his truck is parked on the street, and he puts a panic. When we're running by, he put the panic button so he can know that he's watching us.
Again, is this early in the morning?
Correct. We started running at 7 in the morning.
Okay. Fair to say that nobody else is out on the street or other people are not banging on the windows in the house?
Exactly.
By this time, by January 2022, did you know who the defendant
Well,
was?
yeah, because from September of 21, when I first met him, when he was taking a picture at me, that's when I first met him, and obviously the other incidents, I noticed him, who he was.
Now, after that date when he was pounding on the windows, isn't it true you had additional observations of him that day?
Correct.
And what were those?
Him walking by my house with his dog, which I know everybody walks their dog, but what coincidence now that I see him, you know what I mean? Now that I see him more often, I have the Ring camera. I have, when someone comes by my house, I have notification on my phone who's by my house. And that's not the only incident. The other incident as well is he parked his car in the corner of my house, and he put a camera underneath his car to see what I was doing all the time, if I was leaving my house, what time I leave, and so he can monitor me obviously on his phone. And I have that on my Ring as well.
Now, did you ever observe him drive by your house numerous times?
Yes.
And describe that, please.
Just driving, and he's driving very slow. I mean, when you're driving a street, you're not, obviously you're driving slow when you see a kid, but just creeping at me, slow, and looking towards my house.
And would he do it multiple times a day?
Yep.
How many times would you observe him in one day?
Like 3 or 4 times. And I was telling my husband, I'm like, why? I don't understand. I never seen this guy. And now that he's